absolutely earth-shattering news for the unemployed. KSI has left the Sidemen. But more importantly than that, KSI couldn't help but show just how big his ego has grown over the last couple of years with how he has separated from the Sidemen group. I have never seen a departure from a creator this large with such a drippingly condescending response and follow-up to address the other people that were a part of the Sidemen crew. Now, for those who don't know, the Sidemen, it's a collaborative YouTube channel with the likes of JJ or KSI and the rest of the Sidemen crew. For me, it gives the same vibe as kind of the Mr. Beastified style of content creation they do in IRL's Among Us lobby, which I checked out earlier today. Just not really my cup of tea. As you can see, dating games, which have been pretty popular, and some Mr. Beast classics like $20,000 versus $200. Very, very interesting stuff. Now, KSI does pretty much the exact same shit on his own channel. As you can see, I challenged 10 creators for 30 grand. Make us uncomfortable, win $1,000. Recently, he's been doing more shorts content as well, like $1 versus $50,000 katana with a staggering 86 million views, egads. But more importantly, as you can see here, what we're talking about today is that KSI has left the Sidemen group, and apparently nearly a decade ago now, he had done a stunt where he pretended to leave the Sidemen and they did diss tracks and it was a whole stunt, but it doesn't appear to be the case this time. Now, I do want to show you a clip or two from this video that he put out, I'm leaving the Sidemen, because I'm not going to lie, it's very strange. You would expect that if you've been a part of a YouTube, collaborative group for over a decade, that when you're separating from it, you'd probably be having some conversations behind the scenes with the other people. Like these are, I would assume, your close friends at this point, but that doesn't appear to be the case. And so during this, KSI starts what sounds like to be saying his goodbyes to each of these Sidemen and, like fluffing it up and talking about them, very kindly. Don't get me wrong. There are parts of it that's like, yeah, if this has been a part of your life for over 10 years, which is, about a third of KSI's life here, surely this is an emotional moment for yourself. But you just take a listen and let me know what you think.
To Simon, the friend I've known the absolute longest, from the times we fought when we were young to all the happy, great times we had when we used to live together. It's so cool. It's so incredible to see you as a family man now. I also know how hardworking you are. I remember you told my brother that one day you were going to be bigger than me on YouTube. It might not have happened yet, but I know it still could happen because you are relentless. I feel like no one works harder than you, bro. And you will always have my full support. To Vic, you're absolutely crushing it in music right now. When I saw you at Tomorrowland, bro, I just had the biggest smile and I was just so happy. I was so proud of you, man. And I'm so excited about your future.
Now, don't get me wrong. These are kind things to be saying to your pals here, but also, is he not friends with them? Is he not close with these people that he has spent well over a decade around? Like, why is he not sharing this with them? I get, saying goodbye and departing, but the way he's talking about it seems like he's never going to speak to these guys ever again after this post, and it just feels a bit strange. And there's actually more context to kind of help support this strange feeling that I have based on, how he was talking about these people in the video. And we will get there, but I need to show you, he did a follow-up post on his Instagram and kind of laid it out a bit more, and it is just really bizarre and, dare I say, dripping with ego. Here is the post. It's a picture of all the guys here. He says, I know this news has been hard to deal with. I know that some people don't want to believe it, but it's real. I will be leaving the Sidemen. Writing this is just sad. I'm sad. Of course I'm sad, etc., etc. This part, not nearly as relevant, but now I want to get to the second paragraph. Now let me speak directly to the boys. I know you're all grieving in your own way because of my decision, but you knew it was coming for a while. And I know some of you are angry, some of you just don't want to accept it. Some of you might even hate me, and some of you are just upset. It's okay. I'll always be here for you. I always have been here for you. Don't see this as the end. See this as a new era or a new beginning. Be optimistic. Think positively. You have an audience that adore you, an audience that enjoy the content, an audience that have grown with us. You're all very entertaining, so don't think otherwise. You've done this without me before, and it was great, haha. But in the end, you know how I am, so you know that I have to do this for my sanity. I'm still so mad that all of this started from all those Skype calls. Trains for the win, ha ha ha. I love you guys. Why is he talking about them like he's their dad? Maybe I'm looking too much into this, but KSI is sounding so fucking condescending here. Like, I'm kind of blown away. Also, how would you not know the thoughts and feelings of the group, of the Sidemen, you know, when making a decision like this, like separating and stepping away from the Sidemen? Like, it's a huge thing that you're a part of, a 20 million plus subscribed YouTube channel. Like, some of you don't want to accept it. Some of you might even hate me, and some of you are just upset. If it was like just him separating, these are grown ass men. Don't see this as the end. See this as a new era or new beginning. Be optimistic. What? And also, why are we calling this grieving? Nobody's dead. As a matter of fact, nobody knew that he was leaving. At least the Sidemen didn't. We've got a couple of Twitter posts here and there. This one saying, so the rest of the boys had to scramble to put out a statement because everyone thought it was a prank, didn't even get to do a proper video addressing it as a group on the channel. Toby and Ethan playing in soccer aid got completely overshadowed, etc. Yeah, JJ shitty for this. They're talking about the other stuff these people are doing. But here is that clip of Simon kind of reacting to the news and giving a little bit of an update since people were asking him for it.
Ethan, Toby, and Ginge, as well as, you know, everyone else there, charity, etc. I mean, you may have seen the news that has just been dropped. I didn't know that video was going out now, so I'm expecting a lot of people to just ask me about that.
Based off of this information, and I also have seen a bit of other like terminally online posts, for example, in regard to KSI's post that he had made on Instagram that we went over. Apparently at the time of recording this, not to be chronically online here, but it's been 6 hours plus, and none of the Sidemen liked this post, by the way. And of course, they're talking about the Instagram post here. Now, obviously, there is a lot of like reading between the lines here, or just going off the fact that if any of my friends were a part of like some sort of partnership like Sidemen with me for over a decade, and they ended up making a post like that on social media, I'd never probably fucking speak to them again. There are some other pieces to this that kind of help paint this picture as well, not just what I've talked about so far. People have been screenshotting and replying to some of the tweets talking about KSI leaving with this post, and I ended up bringing it up here. This is from KSI back on May 20th, so just a couple weeks ago. He says, didn't want to listen when I told you, put me down repeatedly and disguised it as humbling me. And now you see the results, but act like you never knew what I brought to the table. Funny that now you listen to keep the foundation stable. Ooh. Not only does he rhyme, but he also is saying that, you know, people putting him down, but they were saying they were humbling me. KSI is no stranger to having a overinflated ego. And I don't really blame him, right? He's been in the thick of it. Everybody knows. Jokes aside, though, back when his absolute hit came out, I think it's called The Thick of It, there were some memes surrounding the Sidemen saying that the song sucked, and he really wasn't a fan of that. And he's kind of always had an issue with that, but at the time, people thought that he was just, you know, doing it as a joke. Like, he was playing this character on these podcasts with the Sidemen, and I wasn't as convinced. I'd made a video about it. I'll link it up here if you want to, you know, see some of that. But in the comments of the Dexerto post talking about this same drama, someone also left a little clip where they were talking about, well, one of the Sidemen specifically was asked by KSI if, you know, he was more famous than Speed. I don't think it takes a genius to work out that, no, Speed is much bigger than KSI is. But he didn't believe that himself, and I'll just let the clip play here.
Yeah.
Is anyone
I think
Speed walks down the road?
I suppose Speed as a person is more famous.
And I disagree.
Sure.
Like, it's like, okay, who do you think's more famous? Me or Speed?
Speed, mate.
You're
Sorry.
mental, bro.
I'm sorry.
You know,
This new generation of Speed.
You're the
I'm sorry.
president.
I'm sorry.
You're
I'm sorry.
just living in this
No,
bubble.
just to,
What are you on about? I'm sorry, mate. Like,
you know, yesterday, like, you know, he's the president of UK Ballers.
sure.
So Ballers themselves said, we're bringing in a guest next week, which clears any previous talent.
Speed.
Yeah.
No.
As in,
He was so close there. You heard, like, he pointed out to the person who he thinks is wrong, you're stuck in your own bubble. Perchance, maybe that is what KSI has found himself in, a bubble where he is convinced that he is a much bigger creator, a much bigger influence than he actually is. Now, don't get me wrong, comparably to me or a lot of other people, KSI is in the top 1%. He is a widely popular creator. He's got millions of subs. He was a part of, in the past, a very huge channel, the Sidemen, which is literally bigger than his own channel. But for him to believe, especially in the time that it is now, that he's comparable to Speed is comical. And it really just shows you how far his ego has come. And now, he's trying to spin it like, well, you guys were putting me down, saying that you were humbling me. And I think that they were genuinely trying their best, like they have repeatedly, and you just have fully stopped listening. You've given up. And maybe this isn't it. Maybe this is just who he is. And ultimately, maybe the decision was to focus on, as he also pointed out in his, saying goodbye video and all that he wanted to put more time and focus on his relationship and his family, his parents, his loved ones. I don't truly think that there's anything wrong with that. But when we've got this blaringly obvious, well, at least what seems to be a blaringly obvious example of him ego tripping, and also there being such a lack of communication between this, group of people that have been working together for over a decade, it just paints the picture a little differently. But I'm curious to hear what you guys think about this absolutely terminally online drama. But if you ended up enjoying this video, consider subscribing. It helps the channel out a ton. Leave this video a like if you want it in front of more people, perchance a hype. But regardless of if you do any of that shit, just thank you for spending your time watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Adios. Peace. Bye.